And welcome to another episode of Bill Has Opinions, the drinking show with the Gen X problem. I am Laura Lavoie, and I'm here with Bill Perkins, who has opinions.
Hey.
Welcome.
Hey, welcome.
How are you doing?
Listen, I'm just going to get right into this part of it. Okay, let's just jump right, address the elephant in the womb, if you will.
Yeah.
I know Laura's got some things to say, so I'm going to give her the floor since it's honestly probably a bigger concern. It's not that I'm not concerned about it, but it definitely affects her more than it affects me, so I'm going to let her have the floor.
Well, thank you. So, in case you have been living under a rock, another step in the apocalypse has happened here in the United States as the Supreme Court actually overturned Roe v. Wade, which, of course, legalized abortion in the United States. And so now abortion is gone back to a states' rights issue, which is some bullshit. Because a human right should not be a states' right issue. Just should not be.
No.
And yes, reproductive rights are human rights. Women should be allowed to choose when and if they have children and should not be told to do so by anyone else at all, ever. So I'm just going to say, fuck that shit.
Okay.
And moving forward, I don't know exactly what we're doing, but there's going to be some revolution, I think.
Well, yeah, but before we get to the revolution, I guess you have a couple of options prior to that. Maybe I would tell people, and I'll say this prefaces by saying I like to try to keep the show as unpolitical as possible. However, in cases where the politics bleed over into the infringement of having a good time, which this is one of those things.
For a variety of reasons.
Yeah. Sometimes you just can't sit by and have a chuckle fest while, the society's burning to the ground around you. And so in those cases, I'm going to say, hey, I think we should address this and we should talk about it. And if you don't like that about our show, well, I guess all 7 of you can get the hell out.
Only 3 at the moment.
Okay, well, whatever.
And so far they haven't clicked off. So.
Yeah, I'm jesting because I don't, but for future, whatever the fuck. Anyway.
Right.
But I'm going to say, but what I was going to say is, in the meantime, I will say the onus is to get out there. I would say to vote in November. That's very important.
Definitely vote. That's the least we can all do.
The least you can do. But in the meantime, between now and November, there's a lot of tight races that could probably use your money. I'd say look around and put your money in, and not just local races, but look in other states at places that have a shot at shaking some things up. I've definitely been kind of like, shooting all over the place. I give to my local races, but then at the same time, I'm also I'm looking at Georgia a lot.
Uh-huh.
There's 3 key races in Georgia right now.
Yes.
They're very fucking important.
Yes,
they got a governor, a senator, and at least one congressperson who's running against that dipshit. What's her name? Anyway.
Yeah, Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Yeah. So fuck her. She's dumb as hell. I mean, like first off, do you want somebody who's dumber than dirt to represent you?
Yeah.
That's dumb as hell. But on top of her being dumb as hell, she also just is like the worst aspects of that particular party. So anyway, I'm just saying, give money to these races if you think, especially if you can find a race that you think there's like a lot of these races are like 2% right now polling. 2% difference.
Right.
Like that says to me, like, give money to that race. Like maybe, name recognition is what you got to, will make a difference. Yeah. So I'd say Georgia's important. There's some key races in Florida that might go either way.
Mm-hmm.
What else? Texas. They got
Michigan's got some stuff going on.
Yeah. Michigan. Oh, sorry. Pennsylvania. I'd say there's a race there that has a good chance of flipping some shit. What else? I mean, personally, North Carolina's a swing state too.
Yeah, we actually have. I mean, that's obviously local politics, but we've got our local representative. I think is going to be a very important race, and in a senator position, that I think is going to be. And a very important
I gave
race.
to the senator the other day. As soon as I heard the news, I was like, okay, she appealed to me like 15 minutes after it happened. And I was like, yeah, you got it. Like, have some money, And I told my wife, I was like, listen, I'm just gonna go ahead and be straight with you. Like, I'm gonna be flipping some fucking like political money around right now, like, because shit's important. It's important to me. It's a thing, So there's gonna be. It's not gonna be huge amounts, but it's gonna be $5 here and $5 there and $5 there and $5 there.
Absolutely.
Anyway. Yeah, do what you can.
Absolutely. So Michigan is important. They've got some shitty access laws that because what's really sad is now everybody's posting like the states maps that show what states have
camping.
Yeah, well, abortion rights enshrined.
Yeah,
and there's so few of them. Like, you look at that map and it's all white except for a couple in the West and a couple in the Northeast and Minnesota. And you're like, geez, no, come on. Yeah,
it's some shit. And I'll be honest, and here's another thing I'm going to say from perspective of a man. I said I gave the floor to Laura to talk because I feel like it's an issue that should be important to everyone.
Correct.
And it's important to everyone for reasons because it affects both parties. B, it should.
It should.
Ideally. And B, I feel like it's, we've kind of been hinted at this week that this is the tip of the iceberg. Like, there's going to be more stuff.
It's barely been hinted at. I mean, Thomas said so.
Yeah, basically, I'm going to go after this, and this.
Yeah, which are things like marriage equality, contraception, all those things. And
so I'm going to put this out there for dudes. If you've had a kid already, if you don't think you'll ever want kids, if you, if you're in your 40s, go get fucking snipped, man. I tell you what, it'll probably up you in the dating pool.
Yeah. In
this day and age, you can put it in your fucking Tinder profile. You can say, hey, this is taken care of. This is one thing you won't have to worry about. And the ladies will be like, oh shit, well, that's nice to know. But seriously, I mean, it honestly, it's a fucking in and out procedure. I don't recall honestly feeling bad about it at all. I really, I had no adverse effects.
Get some
barely an inconvenience.
Yeah, ice that thing for a little while. You're gonna.
I didn't have to do that. It was nothing. They actually gave me a pack of Vicodin or OxyContin or something that I didn't even take. I just set that shit aside and was like, I'll save this for recreational use or whatever, because I don't need it for this. This is bullshit.
Right.
I will say like maybe the first year or two out of that particular procedure, when I would sneeze, I could feel like the suture spot, Sometimes I'd be like, ooh, that's weird. It didn't hurt. It was just weird. But then eventually that went away. Like now I don't notice it anymore. Like I did, and I wondered if I was gonna feel it forever or no. It finally went away. I was thinking about this because a lot of people brought it up in the last couple of days too. It's a hella cheap procedure too. I believe it. Yeah. I believe if you have to pay out of pocket, it's $400 or $500, but your insurance will haggle them down to $90.
Which I will tell you, because there are sterilization procedures for women too, but we often have to fight tooth and nail to get them because doctors get paternalistic and are like, oh no, but what if someone wants children someday? I'm like, but me, I don't want children someday. Right. My body doesn't belong to some hypothetical man.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Someday.
That's some bullshit. And here's the funny thing is, because I remember as a man, like I went and got this done when I was like 32 or something, which is pretty young for that, And the doctor asked me, he's like, well, what happens if you decide later on that you want more children? And I was like, man, like you can get kids from other countries or whatever. And he was like, Fair enough.
you have a decent answer. I will take that. Yeah, but they don't believe women when they say things like that.
Right.
So.
I know. That's what I'm saying. So that's why I'm trying to put this on dudes and say, dudes, go get snipped. The doctors won't question you. All you gotta say is, "Look, I don't want fucking kids," and they'll be like, "All right, you're the man. You say what you want."
Yeah, exactly.
You know, but it'll make you more appealing in the dating pool. And honestly, we don't need any more fucking children in this world. Like, and it's not like, you know what? It's not where people are going to go extinct if you don't breed.
Yeah, no,
either.
That is absolutely true, and that's a whole other show. I think I've actually done a podcast on that for a completely different organization. That was actually fairly serious about the population, and so yeah, no, we are not at risk of humans going extinct by any means.
No,
there are other issues that I won't go into here today, but I can post the link to that podcast and you can watch it so you see what it is. But anyway,
that's our 2 cents.
Well, I got just
go ahead.
A hay penny left.
Sure. Yeah.
That if you do want to donate money, also donate to some great organizations.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Obviously, NARAL and Planned Parenthood, good organizations. And then there are lots of grassroots organizations that are actually helping women get procedures that they need and things like that. So definitely check some of those out and donate your money to those causes as well.
Absolutely.
So
and 3 weeks from now, ACLU and HRC will want your money too.
Yes, well, the HRC, man, they because I do give money to the HRC fairly regularly, and they're crazy about their campaigns. And like again, right after this ruling came out, they're like, reproductive rights are human rights, and also we want your money too. And I'm like, yes, I mean you're correct. And I will give you more money, I'm sure. But right now, let's just shift gears just a bit.
So anyway, there's a plethora of places you can toss money in the meantime. Like, it ain't over till it's over. Listen, it's easy to get gloom and doom and get down in the dumps and think, well, that's it. That our goose is cooked. And maybe it is. Maybe our goose is like in the buttering stage.
Sure.
But let's not. I don't know. Let's not do. Let's not let them make a touchdown dance when they're at the 30-yard line, is what I'm trying to say. I guess.
No, absolutely. That's what we have to do. We have to stand up. We have to fight. We have to tell our own stories. So if you have an abortion story, make it normalized that we talk about it. Tell it, put it out on social media, talk about it, because that's what we need to do. All right. I think, though, instead we should just drink.
You never played the little bumper, though, about that whole thing.
What, did I make a bumper?
Well, we have the traffic.
Oh yeah. Well, I guess we just because that was our normal welcome. It just went off the deep end.
There.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, okay.
I mean, reasonably off the deep end, but still.
Yes.
So it was off topic. But so I guess to get back on topic, we're gonna drink, which seems like about
what you can do it. Also, this is a coping mechanism.
Correct.
So.
And since we did not mean to plan a beer episode for today, specifically the Monday after.
Well, we didn't know that this news. Well, I guess we knew.
Well, we
knew this news was coming. We didn't know exactly when.
Yeah.
Or did we? I don't know.
We knew about when. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I guess to me, I'm the kind of person where if you tell me something's like weeks in advance, like that's an abstract concept.
Uh-huh.
That could happen or not happen. I don't fucking know.
Well, and I think a lot of people might have believed that, it was a leak of the
worst case scenario.
Yeah, but no, that's
and they were
not how it works.
Like maybe they floated that out to see how do people react.
Yeah.
Oh, they don't like it. Well, let's not do that.
Yeah, exactly. That's not how this works.
No, it did not.
It was never going to work that way. But anyway, let's drink.
Well, this is something we have in common with at least one of the Supreme Court justices. We like beer.
We do like beer. I do prefer drinking it with my mouth as opposed to other
You're
parts.
boofing it?
No, thank you. I'm good.
We can have a show.
No, we cannot.
We're going to do a boofing show.
We can absolutely not do that. I draw the line. The line is drawn.
Okay. Fair enough.
All right, so
we'll save that. That's a Dragon Con activity. Sounds
like. Yeah. So before we actually dive into the beers that we have, let's talk. Well, first I want to show that there's nothing more summer than drinking some beers out of Halloween tasting glasses.
Hey, you know what? It's Halloween every day if you think about it.
I do love. Some of my favorite memes are the ones that are like, it's almost Halloween, but it's June, and then it's like Halloween, but a pride flag.
It's It's got the pumpkin guy dancing, but there's like a rainbow superimposed over it.
Like,
I'm like, yeah, there you
it's
go.
always almost Halloween.
There you go.
Folks. It's Summerween.
Yeah.
But so before we dig into the beers, let's go ahead and talk about what is. So we made this category. This episode, of course, is lawnmower beers. And that might sound like a strange category of beers.
Right. Those are the ones that you pour into the gas tank of the lawnmower and crank it up and it runs, right?
Yes, it makes it go. Yeah. It likes it. But so tell me, Bill, what is a lawnmower beer?
So to me, and here's the thing, I'm going to go on a little side note here for a sec and say, first off, I'm not an advocate of lawn culture. I don't have a lawn. I live in the forest and I have a patch of moss and some wildflowers, and that's my fucking lawn because I don't like mowing the lawn. Okay, I hate it. It's monoculture and I don't agree with it.
Sure.
But that's neither here nor there really in the category thing.
Right.
What the purpose of a lawnmower beer is it's a hot summer day and you're looking for a beer that quenches a thirst. I mean, you're looking to get a little bit of a buzz on, but you're not looking to feel like you get hit by a truck.
Right. You don't want to feel hot. You know, when you get drunk, like you start to feel hot. And
yeah. You're not drinking rum.
Yeah.
You know, so you're not going to break out in a fucking sweat. Mm-hmm. You know, that's not what you're going for. You just want a refreshing, crisp beer. I think that's the idea. Crisp, cool, thirst-quenching beer.
Yes.
And a lot of different kinds of beers might meet that criteria for you. I definitely think there are some that won't. Like, it won't be a Dunkel or a Stout or a Porter. Like, those are never going to be they won't. If somebody tells me that a Dunkel is their like lawnmower beer, like I want to know about this guy. Like that guy's a weirdo. Okay?
That guy's a weirdo. Well, right. So there's obviously a lot of crossover. If you go back and listen to our episode about like low gravity session, low cal, low carb beers.
Yeah.
There's a lot of crossover because
absolutely.
When you're talking to something under 5%, that makes a pretty decent lawnmower beer.
Right.
But to that point about stouts and things, like for example, a Guinness is under 5%. But it's not going to be a nice, refreshing,
it's
crisp,
not refreshing,
cool.
No, because it's like bread in a can.
Yeah, exactly. So even though it's low calorie and low alcohol, it's still not a good summertime.
I would say it also needs to be low carb, probably, and Guinness has definitely got some like a carb count. I would say it's also. This is funny. I remember this years ago. Like somebody pointed out something. There was some like internet expose. It's like turns out Guinness has got like fish bladder in it or something, and it was like trying to get upset about it, and I was like, man, that shit's out of the UK. I assume everything out of the UK has fish bladder in it.
And also, as it turned out, Guinness hasn't been made with fish bladder for quite some time.
But if it had been, it wouldn't surprise me.
Like,
I mean, Worcestershire sauce is like rancid anchovy juice or some shit. Like, I just assume everything out of the UK is made from like organs and fish parts, and I don't even care. It's like whatever, you know. Like,
and I will gladly drink. That's true. I will gladly drink an oyster stout.
Yeah,
like oyster stouts are delicious. Oh, so one real quick exception.
You got a caveat?
I do to the stout rule for summer. Coconut stouts. Coconut stouts taste like summer to me.
Really?
Yeah, I don't have any.
Listen, today. I like them, but I always feel like this is the wrong time of year for fucking stout.
Yeah,
like,
but coconut.
I like the coconut part. I'm with you there, but it's like
because December is the wrong time of year for coconut.
Yeah, but they're like German chocolate cake in a can. Is what that's what they're like, right? And I don't know that they're thirst quenching. I mean, I guess they're okay. I mean, I don't know. The banana bread beer is probably, you know what, on a summer evening, if you've already cooled down and you're sitting in the air conditioning,
sure,
that's a good time for the coconut stout, and or the banana bread beer.
Yeah,
right?
and I'm not going to toss back a 6-pack of a coconut stout.
No, that's true. That's a dessert beer.
Yeah.
That's a one and done.
Yeah.
Okay, I get you.
It's
it's a good dessert beer.
It's a summer flavor, though, I think.
Okay, yeah. You know, I actually almost picked this up, but then I was like, I was somewhere. I was looking because I went on a search yesterday for a lot of beers, and I saw one that was a peach cobbler beer, and it piqued my curiosity, but at the same time, I was like, I don't know, man. That definitely ain't a lawnmower beer. Like, it's probably going to be real sweet. and probably kind of heavy, and I was like, nah.
It might be a summer beer, but
it
not,
ain't a lawnmower beer.
Not a lawnmower beer by any means. All right. So as we always do, we like to take a quick break.
Oh yeah.
Do a shout out. And you know what? After we actually got paid by one sponsor, I decided that I realized that my company, I'd talk about, the restaurants that you're affiliated with all the time. So instead today I want to talk about the company I'm affiliated with.
Do it, yeah.
DPEG Marketing. If you need marketing, web design, content creation, specifically for small farm or other outdoor businesses, contact DPEG Marketing. So that's what we do.
Small farms.
Yeah, we like small farms. One of our biggest clients is a racehorse trainer.
Okay, where at?
In Ocala, Florida.
Ocala, Florida. Okay.
Yeah, which apparently is next to Kentucky is one of the biggest horse racing areas.
Yeah.
So
you know what? It's crazy where when you find out where horse places are at. Like, I mean, like where I live, I'm 10 minutes from a big horse area, and then also my hometown has, since I left, become kind of a horse area. But then also Aiken, South Carolina is a huge horse area.
Yeah.
And
there are like New York is still obviously a pretty huge horse area, like race horses. Kentucky, obviously.
Yeah.
But there's like the World Equestrian Center is not far from where you live.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Yeah, for sure.
That, but then there's also a lot of horse farms down there too.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, pretty horsey down there.
I do like horses.
Yeah.
So I am actually really excited. I love that I get to write about horses. Like, that's a super cool job.
Yeah.
Like, that's a cool job.
Do you feel like your passion for writing about horses is unbridled?
Yes, but the next time we pitch a horse client, I'm using that.
Okay.
I will use that.
Just
I will
harness that energy.
Hey-o. All right. Let's drink some beers.
All right.
I'm gonna set this one aside.
Yeah.
Oh wait. Oh, I've got something. So
what?
we're doing lawnmower beer, right?
Yeah, right.
So where does that come from? I don't know if you could tell the screaming was still under the lawnmower sound.
Was it just drowned out?
Just a little.
I mean, well, I would say but to get to the thing that you're sort of parodying, this particular one is from that area.
That is actually true. It's from.
Yeah.
What does it say?
From Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Yeah, but what is it? It's the premium beer from the land
of sky blue waters.
Yeah, so that's apparently somewhere in the Midwest.
I was actually surprised to learn that meant Milwaukee, Wisconsin, because I thought that would have been Minnesota.
Oh, yeah, Minnesota has a lot of lakes.
That's land of lakes.
It's a land of lakes. I don't know why Wisconsin is a land of blue sky water.
Well, I mean, Lake Michigan's kind of sky blue, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, I grew up not that far.
I mean, I don't know. It's more of a turquoise color, really. But
sometimes it's
I don't know.
Polluted.
Anyway, I got a Hams here, which is a cheap beer. I want to start off by saying so Lawnmower Beers. I will say I don't normally drink a lot of like American macro brew styles, but I would say all American macro brews kind of fall into the Lawnmower Beer.
Yeah.
Because they're basically fucking water, right? Like
they're like 3 to 4%.
Yeah. And they're pretty light. And what is the joke from Monty Python? Why is American beer like sex and canoe?
Right.
Because it's fucking close to water.
Fucking close to water. Exactly.
Anyway, to that end, also I pre-gamed with this, which gave me no kind of buzz.
I know, yeah, a good old fashioned Genesee, like this,
yeah. This is and look, I drank this much of it, and I felt nothing. I felt nothing. The Hams is starting to give me the lightest bit of a buzz as I'm finishing it up, but the Genesee Light, like it's basically this will just hydrate you.
They gave it 1878. It says on there.
That's when they decided that we could put water in a can and call it beer.
Yeah, yes, slightly fermented water. All right, so of these beers that we have a bunch of beers in front of us, and we're going to taste them live on air. What one should we start with?
You tell me.
All right. Well, let's start with the most.
Okay, yeah, that's a good one.
It's the most out of the other than this one, out of these, it's the most unoffensive. I mean, none of them are. I don't think any of them are. I know you're not going to like this one. I know we're not going to like this one.
Oh yeah.
But we're going to try it anyway. Yes, stay tuned, folks.
But yeah.
I know you're not going to like it.
You don't think so?
No.
Oh, okay.
Plus, you also say that you always give Sierra Nevada all the tries.
I do. You know, Oktoberfest. They're okay for that.
Right.
Like that's the try that's worth a shit. But
all right. So this one, we're going to start with a Farmer Ted's Golden Ale.
yes, which is a cream ale style.
Yes.
And
just pour a little. We can drink as much as we want of it, but
I mean, we can do what we like. We're adults.
Fuck adults.
Until the Supreme Court tells us otherwise.
Well, I am apparently only. I don't know how much of a person I am, but I am less than one full person.
I like beer.
I'm gonna cry if someone asks me about it. All right, so
that's good stuff, though.
it is good stuff. It's just an inoffensive, but it's not a lager.
No, it's
a golden ale.
What? Isn't it I thought it used to say cream ale. It now says golden ale. But back when they first came out with it, it used to say cream ale.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like
I remember that. And actually, while we're on this, we've got a short, we've got a short presentation.
Oh yeah. So the cousin of Farmer Ted's Golden Ale is this. We'll talk about it.
Yeah. So we were sad when we got the Golden Ale, but we couldn't get Ted Light Lime, which was basically Farmer Ted's, as you can see from the
with just a touch of lime,
with just a touch of lime, and it was really, really good.
It was so good. I drank the shit out of that summer it came. What was that? 2019, something like? No, it wasn't 2019.
2018, maybe. You brought a shit ton of it to Dragon Con.
I did. That was pre-pandemic.
Yeah, it was. Well, it was definitely pre-pandemic.
So it's probably 2019, I would say. I guess.
So we are mourning. We think you might still be able to get it at Catawba Brewing, but
you can't get. They don't distribute it anymore. You used to could buy it wherever Catawba beers were sold, but
but not anymore. But while we're on the subject, one of the beers you went to look for,
oh gosh, yeah,
was Dayblazer, which was New Belgium, and as we've bitched plenty about New Belgium on the show,
yeah.
They're very bad at branding.
Oh gosh, this beer! I want to say last summer or 2 summers ago. This was the shit. Like this was all over Asheville. You can buy this anywhere. You can buy a tall boy of it at the gas station, and you could buy a 15-pack of it at the grocery store. It was a really good, easy sipping beer, and but I went to look for it the other day, and apparently then I had to look it up, and it said they no longer make it.
Yeah.
Or I would say conversely, or they do still make it, but they've called it something like Voodoo Ranger, summer lager or some shit because New Belgium has no idea how to market shit. They're the worst.
Yeah, New Belgium, what are you doing? Call D-Bag Marketing Company.
Yes, exactly. Like here's the thing: they just need to get their shit together and be consistent. That's their problem is consistency in naming and branding.
Yeah,
like it's not they don't make good beers; they make 100 good beers. Okay, but they don't. I don't know. They just don't stick to the fucking program.
Well, and don't create an entire line of IPAs and then suddenly release a lager under that same line, and then also release like their Atomic Pumpkin, which is like a spicy pumpkin beer. It's disgusting.
Well, then also
should not be.
Conversely, they had another subline of beers that was just citrus beers,
right? The Citradelic.
And then this summer they've got another citrus beer out that's not a Citradelic. It's a whole other fucking thing. What's it called? Citrus Rescue or
something like that. Yeah.
And I'm like, every time I find a new beer by New Belgium, I'm like, New Belgium, what the hell are you doing?
So while we're on the subject of beers that RIP, we miss you. I know this says Spring Ale, and it is, but it was such an easy drinking beer from Highland Brewing.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell this is old because it's their old branding, which has been like 5 or 6 or 7 years.
Yeah, it's before the logo changed.
Yeah. So, but this shit was amazing. We got it when we first moved here, so that was 10 years ago. And I fell in love with it.
Yeah.
And I wish they still made it, man. It's delicious. So it's really quite a shame that we can't drink any of these beers. But.
Yeah, that's a thing. But yeah, the regular Farmer Ted's is a good beer. I'm not knocking it. I think the deal is so Catawba's sort of in the same vein as New Belgium. Although at least they're being consistent. The thing Catawba's doing is they've made the white zombie.
Oh god, yes, the white zombie. Yeah,
they've made that entire subline.
Are you ready to try this monstrosity?
Well, I've tried it already, and I know what I think about it. But I'll drink a little.
All right. So a few weeks ago, Bill brought this and said, "Here, drink it," and I'm like, I don't know that I want to. So it's their white ale, which is like their. It's literally a wit beer. It's like
it's a
weedy
and
white
their
beer.
regular white zombie is a really good beer. Now they have. I'll tell you this is where they're at this year. They've got white zombie, which is the regular white beer. They've got light zombie, which is the light version of it,
which is perfect.
It's great.
Delicious.
It also would fall into this category of lawnmower beer. Honestly, I think the regular white zombie probably would. They've got lemon ginger zombie, which I really love and I find terribly refreshing.
Mm-hmm.
Then I was at the store and I saw this strawberry zombie and I was like, I don't like strawberry beers as a rule.
I don't like strawberries as a rule,
okay.
So I'm pretty sure I know how this is gonna go.
But I was like, I'm curious because I like white zombie and I will try everything they put white zombie.
Like you pour yourself a hefty pour. You're like, I don't like this at all, but I'm gonna drink a half a glass of it.
Not a half a glass. There's still a whole fucking can here.
But
but then the other day I went to the store and they've got a blackberry white zombie also, which I haven't tried yet, but it's in my refrigerator.
I like that you bought it.
I bought it anyway. I'm 100% certain it will taste like cough syrup. Okay, because I usually think berry flavored beers taste like I hate lambics and I hate most berry flavored beers aside from blueberry, which is okay if you put it in a wheat. That tastes like blueberry pancakes or blueberry donuts or something.
Yeah, and I've had decent like blueberry stouts too, but you have to have something that stands up to the flavor.
Yeah. But anyway, aside from blueberries, every other berry usually makes a beer taste like cough syrup to me.
Yeah, I don't like strawberries in general, so I'm as you can see, I have not tasted this yet. Also, before I taste it, I want to point out, Jay, you did get some 1985. I've been able to find that lately. They finally released it in 6-packs around town. So
you will see. I'm sorry. I told Laura what I think this beer tastes like, and I'm not wrong, am I?
No, you are not.
I think it tastes like they took White Zombie and they stirred a little bit of Nestle Strawberry Quick in it.
Yeah, no, this has never seen an actual strawberry. If it has, I don't know what they did to it because this is not.
It's 100% like strawberry soda, strawberry candy sort of flavor. It's
not
which in some ways makes it better than every real strawberry beer I've ever had. I mean, it's because I mean, like Abita makes strawberry beer that's god awful. I'm trying to think who else I've had a strawberry beer from. I really know the Abita one because that one's always for sale every summer.
Right.
It's terrible. Although I don't love anything Abita's ever done.
Yeah, I drank plenty of their amber like when I was in New Orleans. And, like we found a spot that did the happy hour like 5 beers in a bucket thing, and you could get like Bud Light or Coors or Abita Amber. And I'm like, well, of course.
I will say, yeah, I did when I was in New Orleans. I did probably drink some Abita, but it was the regular beer. But all their flavored, I've tried like 17 of their flavored beers.
They have that purple haze. It's like a raspberry abomination.
I've had that. I've had. I want to say they make a peach. They make an orange. They make a bunch of different flavored beers, and they're all god awful.
Gee, if you want this, I will save this open can for you. You can drink this when you.
Put a piece of foil over the top.
I'll just put a piece of foil over the top. Save it for you. No, you don't want it. All right.
I'll buy you another one and just throw it in the fridge, and you can have it when you come down.
Okay, let's see. What do we got? These I think are going to be our best bets. So let's hold on to those.
Okay.
So I grabbed, as we've discussed, Sierra Nevada. Bill's not a big fan. I like some of it. Like some of it, it's hit or miss for me. I like it. They're clearly good at what they do. They've done it for a long time. It's just that
there are people who if you like that hoppy California style, that's what they're good at, right?
Yes.
I don't particularly care for that. I'm not an IPA fan nor a hops fan.
Right. So this is their session. So we didn't try this on the session episode, but this obviously qualifies for that. It's just a low low. I don't even know about the calories or anything, but it's definitely a low alcohol.
But as I've told Laura, like even all the shit I give, Sierra Nevada.
Oh, you're not going to like this at all.
I do think that they make a really good Oktoberfest. I always enjoy their Oktoberfest every year. So, but we'll see I'm just going to get a little tiny pour.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to like it.
Because you said I won't like it.
I don't think you'd like it anyway because I know you don't like IPAs, but even giving it a sniff.
You know, I can already.
It has
I smelled it and I was like, I don't.
It has the certain kind of hops that have a funkiness to it. So let's see.
It's got a very, I don't know. So smell it. So first off, it's very hop heavy, but it's like got that piney kind of hop that I don't hate the piney hops as much as some of the other ones. So I'm going to taste it.
I think you usually like the more citrus forward hops.
Yeah, I like that one the best.
I like this. It's resiny, it's piney, it's something I enjoy.
Yeah, no, I don't.
But yeah, I can imagine why it's not something you enjoy.
So here's the thing. Before we move on, I wanted to talk about some things that are also sort of kind of lawnmower beers, although I couldn't find any when I was at the store shopping. But like 2 years ago, I feel like there were a lot of beers available, I don't know, 2 or 3 summers ago called Brute, which that was a very crisp style of beer.
Modeled after the champagne.
After the champagne, yeah, exactly.
So it's like dry and crisp.
Yeah, dry and crisp, and they were very good. I didn't hate them, but I honestly they kind of came and went, didn't they?
Yeah,
that was a flash in the pan fad.
As fast as they happened, they left. Yeah, like it seemed to me like it was a counter to some of the sours.
Maybe.
But then sours have continued to perpetuate, whereas that just came and went. It
was like poof. Like that one summer there were Brutes everywhere, and then they weren't. And I would say there were a couple of sours that would probably qualify for the lawnmower beer, but they'd have to be like they couldn't be the terribly sour. They can't be like a like the ones that taste like a. What are those things called? Like a Warhead,
right? Right.
Because there's sours that you drink and then you're like, whoa, and they fuck your taste buds up for a week. And there's like some sort of light sours that are actually pretty. Yeah, I would say like Highwire makes some pretty good drinkable sours.
In fact, I was just at Highwire and I wanted to try it, but then I've just been burned by sours lately. And it's a my palate thing. It's not a sours thing.
Yeah. No, I'm actually kind of outgrowing them too. Like 2 summers ago, I was really into sours and I drank like a lot of them. Yes. But I feel like I burned myself out on it.
I did too. And yeah, part of it was in Atlanta. We had a really good brewery near us while we were there that did some really great sours. So we drank them every time we were there. And now but there was one at Highwire that I did want to try, and maybe I should ask for a taste or something, but maybe next time. A painkiller sour, which that is relevant to my interests.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But the question is, does it taste like a painkiller, or does it just taste like a pineapple-y sour beer?
Oh yeah. Yeah, actually yesterday I was at the bottle shop looking for some of these things. That's where I got two of these beers on the table. And while I was there, I had a pineapple vanilla milkshake IPA.
I have had that there, and I love that.
Yeah,
love it.
Yeah, I did. I don't know if I loved it, but here's the thing: it had 2 flavors in it that I like. I don't love milkshake IPAs, but I love those 2 flavors. So I was like, I'm going to drink it anyway. I mean, it just got a short one, but But I didn't hate it either at the same time. Like it was really good. I think it was by Foam Brewery out of. Where are they out of? Philadelphia, somewhere like that? I don't remember.
So, Jay, you are correct. I have seen a ton of shandies. So this is the summer of shandies. So I've seen, and it used to be that Leinenkugel, you would see all the shandies.
Leinenkugel, if you name a flavor, they got a shandy.
Absolutely. But it is the summer of shandies. I saw a ton of them by a bunch of different places.
No, is the shandy and a rattler the same shit, or is it different?
But they're slightly different.
Different. Okay.
So here's a DIY shandy tip for you at home.
Okay.
don't bother buying like the fancy ass shandies.
Just mix juice in a beer.
Get some lemonade. The shandy, the actual shandy, is lemonade and beer.
Okay.
So it's like an Arnold Palmer of beer.
Okay. Yeah.
So just mix that. A Radler is grapefruit juice and beer.
Okay.
So yeah, just you could double your budget by just having like a half a beer with some, and then you can just do that at home.
Okay.
I learned that when we were living in Atlanta the first time, there was I didn't know tiki bars were a thing at the time, but it was essentially a tiki bar, but it was run by French people, and it was the only thing walking distance to my house. And we used to go up there all the time, and the bartender, Stefan, he was a character. He was awesome. And we got to know him. We would sit there and like, even when it was not busy, and we would hang out. And so he taught us like how to make a shandy. And he's like, here, you try this. It's delicious. And he'd pour us a half a beer and a half a lemonade. And we're like, all right.
Yeah.
So, and that was before I even ever had even the Leinenkugels from the Midwest.
Yeah.
Even before I ever had one.
Yeah. Leinenkugel comes in like every flavor known to man. It's crazy. Actually, in the fall they have a pumpkin shandy also.
Yes, they do. Which I think that stretches the limit of what a shandy is.
It does. Although I will say, in the scheme of pumpkin beers, I would say it's at least toward the top. It's true. Is a drinkable pumpkin beer.
True. I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
But we're not talking about the pumpkin beers today.
We're not. We probably will do it again. I want some of that.
I did bust this up. Sorry. This is the thing I've been drinking a lot of lately, and I've mentioned it a couple times now. True Light out of Wilmington, North Carolina, which is it's a light beer, but it's I want to say it's 4.5%.
Yeah, it's real low, whatever it is. It's somewhere.
And it's low in calories.
There it is, 4.2.
Oh, yeah, 4.2%. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Low in calories also, but it's a very tasty for a light beer. It's got a good flavor. It's like a craft light beer is what it is, and it's the only beer, as far as I'm aware, that this brewery even makes.
It is, and it's got a really cool story too.
Yeah, they're the brewery employs gang members, both Crips and Bloods, and the idea is to create unity, to teach them to work together and kind of overcome differences.
It is really, really good, and I think this is the epitome of a lawnmower beer. Like that Genesee you just drank, like this is in the style of that, but better.
Yes, it's like it's absolutely every shit American beer you've ever had, except if they made it gooder.
If they made it gooder. Yes, but it's really cool. Like it's a cool story. It's a delicious beer. It's the only one they make, and they
perfected it. And I will say this:
crushable.
the brewmaster actually came from Brooklyn, I believe, from Brooklyn Brewery. I think I read that on their website. So it's not like made by amateurs or anything like that. It's like they know what the fuck they're doing.
Right.
It's a good fucking beer.
I'm curious if as they like grow and perfect and this proof of concept works, right? Like, can they and will they expand their offerings? Will they make more
I wonder
than
that
just,
too. Yeah, will they make more than just a light beer?
But
right now, this is what they're concentrating on, is making this light beer, and they want to make this. Right now, it's available here and there, and I think by the end of the year, they want it to be available everywhere in North Carolina, and possibly in places outside North Carolina. And then by the end of next year, they really want to like everywhere you go, you'll find it. Anyway, I had it for the first time somewhere.
You did? Yeah, I was there when you had it for the first time at that little weird beer bar around the corner from the Purple Onion.
Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah,
and we went before we came down for a show.
And I was like,
I
was on a light beer kick that week. Yeah, and I tried it, and I was like, damn, this is really good. And I looked it up, and I read the story, and I was like, this is amazing. Like I want to do this all the time. Well, the only place I can find it is a little general store in my hometown. Is one of the places that they only carry it at 22. But I go in there at least once a week and buy one.
Right. So then you've got it there ready to go.
Yeah, and I will say this is one of the things I like about I live in a little tiny town. It's like 800 people during the winter, about 3,000 people during the summer. bunch of vacation houses. But one of the things I love about a little tiny town that I live in is that there are 2 or 3 places I can get a good craft beer. Well, I mean, more than that, if you've been on draft, there's like 7 places probably, but there's at least 2 places I can buy a good craft beer in a can. And for a town that size, that's amazing to me.
Although I do think that is, in part, that is the Asheville bump, right? Because you're 45 minutes from Asheville.
Sure. I mean,
and you can, like, if a beer city didn't exist within an hour's drive,
probably,
would you be able to get those beers?
No, probably no. No. You're right. You're absolutely right. I mean, I'm sure it has something to do with that, but it's still,
I don't care the reason. Like, it's still great that you can do it.
It's neat to be able to live in a town where I don't lock my door at night, but I can run uptown and buy a craft beer that I enjoy. So
exactly,
that's
exactly
nice.
Sometimes I forget to lock my door at night, but now we got a sweet new lock that we can use with an app, so we can just lock it.
So if you think about it,
so if I'm in bed and I'm like, I forgot to lock that door,
your brain's like, might be murderers,
Exactly. But instead of what you used to do is go downstairs and turn the lock.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing I'll say about my house is, I guess you could lock it from the inside, but like when I'm not home, I don't even know where I don't own a house key.
That's very secure.
I mean, I'm not telling you all my address or anything.
No.
I'm just saying,
although I'm saying, if you want to upgrade, this lock that we bought is fucking awesome.
It sounds,
and I can unlock it with my thumbprint.
I guess, but I mean, so my internet, like my bandwidth is already stretched thin.
Oh, you don't have to have it. Like for the thumbprint, it doesn't have to be connected to anything. Okay. It's just the thumbprint.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's not connected to this isn't connected. We have it connected to Bluetooth, like on our phone, so we can lock it and unlock it from our phone. But you don't have to have it.
I don't have to have a constant Wi-Fi connection or anything.
No, not at all.
So I was like, I can't spare any more. Alexa and everything's already eating up all.
And it can also work from a code.
Okay.
And it also comes with little fobs that you can use.
Doop. Wow.
But if you don't carry a key, your thumb is.
I mean, I have a key for the car, obviously, but even that is the key's in my pocket, and then I just push the button in the car.
Yeah, I know. I do that. I do the same thing too. Now I keep forgetting to
2 house keys on my thing, and I don't even know what they go to.
I had 2 on my key ring that I didn't know where they go to. I finally was like,
is this my mother's house? I don't fucking
I think one was my mother's house and one was my late mother-in-law's house. So I'm pretty sure I did not need either of them. So I got rid of them.
I probably have a key to the house in Woodford.
You might. And this has been brought to you by. So sidetrack. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So we do have, as we edge closer to the end of this. So what we have, and Bill told me a great story before we started the show.
Oh yeah.
He went and got these Lake James. So Lake James Rind and Lake James. So Fonta Flora is a brewery from Morganton. They also have a location in Lake James, hence this. They are.
Well, I mean, Lake James is right beside Morganton.
Well, fair. So they're a fantastic brewery. I've never had a beer I didn't like there.
No, same. I actually really enjoyed their beers. All the ones I've had. I know you guys told me about them 2 years before I ever had one. But then once I started drinking them, the one that we've had, the Fonta, which is the Paloma style.
Yeah, I actually have one in the fridge. I almost brought it up today.
It's kind of.
Yeah, it could be. It would be. I think it would fit that sour.
Yeah, it's like a sour thirst quenching crisp beer, but it's a little on the sour edge, yeah. But they make some good beers. This one, oh my god, this is my perfect. It's because I have a thing for lime lagers in general. If I see something with lime lager, I'll buy it. The Ted Light Lime.
Yeah,
I was ape shit about that when it came out.
Yes,
obviously, like I said, can't find it anymore. But this is kind of a very good substitute for it.
Well, let's start out with a little tasting of this.
Okay.
All right. So, I have had this, you have had this, but it is quite tasty.
Yes.
I'm just going to give myself a little bit.
Sure.
Give you a little bit.
Right.
All right. Mm-hmm. So, we're going to start with that.
Okay.
Let's cheers. Yeah, it's just... See, for our theme and for our episode, that little bit of lime but it's just a solid, delicious lager.
Yeah.
Like it's perfect.
It kind of almost tastes like, it tastes kind of like I would say better than, but like, when you get a Corona and you squeeze
the lime, right?
Or Corona Pacifico or any of them Mexican lagers that you have to squeeze lime into to make them drinkable.
I almost got a Mexican lager for today because I think they do. They
are totally
or sit on the beach and drink.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's the other thing. I meant to say at the beginning of the episode. If you're like me and you don't have a lawn and you don't mow the grass, the beach or the lake is a place where also one might enjoy a lawnmower beer, right?
Right. Yes, absolutely.
Any place where you're going to get, you're trying to avoid sunstroke, but you still want to get a buzz on.
Exactly. So, fun fact, the Lake James lager is actually a corn lager.
Which
I love a corn lager. And they were all the rage for a little while, and then people stopped making them.
Yeah.
But I love them because they're lagers, but they've just got a little bit more of like a mouth feel, like just a something.
Yeah. What's the Twin Leaf used to make a really good corn. I don't know if they still do, but
Twin Leaf did. Highwire did.
Last time I went in Twin Leaf, they didn't have it anymore. But the first year they were open, I went in there and I had a great corn lager, and I was like, "Man, this is the shit right here!" Like, so
absolutely. So this gives you all of that plus the lime.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So are we almost?
Honestly, and lime and corn go together well too. You ever had the street corn, the Mexican street corn?
Hell yeah, for sure.
Little spritz of lime.
For sure.
Of course, Mexicans will put lime on any damn. Like you got a bowl full of limes and they'll spray lime on it.
That's true. It's true. And I don't mind that. But okay, so then the other version, they have another version called the Rind, which, as you might imagine, is watermelon.
Yeah, which I'm not a huge fan of watermelon. However, there are some summer beers. New Belgium makes a thing called Mural, which is I cannot find anywhere. Although they advertise it on their website, but I just don't think it's available locally. I've had it though over at Taco Temple. I want to say.
Yes, right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Anyway, it's called Mural. It's an aqua fresca they call it, but it's like a lime and watermelon flavored beer seltz. I don't know what the fuck it is.
Yeah, it's a malt liquor.
It's a malt liquor. Is that what it is?
I think so.
Yeah. I don't think it's exactly a beer, but it's called aqua fresca. Anyway, I've been looking for it. I've been trying to find it, and I can't find it anywhere.
Yeah, I can't find it anywhere this year. All right, have you finished your lime?
Yeah.
All right, so real quick, let's do a quick tasting of this.
Okay.
Here, give that to you. And then after we do the quick tasting of this, there was a hack I was told about.
Yeah, so somebody at the
See, I like this. I like watermelon, and I like this.
I don't like this one by itself. Right. No, so watermelons and cucumbers are in the same family, and watermelon just tastes like cucumber to me. I've realized that's why I don't like it.
I actually like watermelon beer or cucumber beers too.
I don't.
But it is just because like I don't routinely sit around and eat a cucumber.
Yeah.
But I recognize that they're. Did you just pour yourself a bunch of? Oh, yeah.
Oh, but
you're doing the hack.
I'm doing the hack.
I see.
Sorry.
All right. I'm like, well, you just said you didn't like it. Why are you giving yourself
I don't like it, but
more?
So somebody at the bottle shop the other day told me if you mix the Lake James lime and the Lake James rind, you get a pretty decent tasting. It's kind of like the aqua fresca I was talking about, the Mural aqua fresca by New Belgium, which was a lime watermelon malty drink. I don't even know if it was really beer, but it was some kind of it was a thing.
All right, so I did just so this is unscientific. We just dumped some.
It's better though.
It's better. You could add more lime. Like you could. That's
I would put more lime.
Yeah.
And less rind, but you may do whatever your feel is, I suppose.
I might put in a little of both, and this will be my final beer of the event.
Yeah, that's really tasty, and I can see it being terribly refreshing.
Yeah, with the extra lime, I think the extra lime helped it. Or maybe I was overzealous with the rind and then didn't add enough lime.
Yeah, to me now that I've put enough lime in it, it's delicious, and I would very much enjoy this. And had I mowed the grass, which I don't like doing, and don't have grass now. But there was a time when I had grass, and I would purposely go. Actually, I think the day blazer, the one I lamented the demise of, was the big beer of the summer. The last time I had a lawn, it was the one I used to buy that summer. I'd go buy that. Sometimes I would, honest to God, even though I was kind of joking around with the Genesee, I would sometimes buy a Genesee when I was mowing the grass, because I was like, if I get done and I really feel peaked, I'll just drink this, because it's basically water. Anyway. Yeah,
no, when we do yard work, and I don't do yard work, by the way. Matt mows our lawn, but you're here. Our lawn is this big.
Yeah.
Our lawn is very, very tiny. So
yeah, they can mow their lawn with a weed whacker.
Yeah, literally.
And honestly, I will say I have a little bit of tall grass, and right now I'm pulling it up, hoping it'll just go away. But I pull some of it, and then when I'm tired of bending over, I weed whack the remainder of it, and I have a weed whacker, and that covers what I need to do. The little bit of lawn I own, most of my yard is so shaded that the only thing that grows there is mushrooms and moss. So
are they good mushrooms?
I actually have some good mushrooms. Yes. I have chanterelles that grow on my property, which are very tasty, delicious. However, this summer has been crazy hot and not very rainy. The chanterelles started to bloom earlier, like last weekend. I saw them for a second, and then it got dry as fuck, and they and I'm waiting for the rain to catch up to them. Hopefully they'll bloom again. I hope. Last summer I had tons of them. I'll bring you some next time I see you. If I get. All right, if I get a decent bloom of them.
I didn't used to like mushrooms, and I still don't like all mushrooms. But I think what I learned was the way I was taught to eat mushrooms as a child is not the way I like mushrooms. And now I've learned I was told you just wash a mushroom and throw it on a salad, just raw. But no, man, you
put some butter in a pan.
With butter and make them crispy. That's a fucking mushroom.
Oh my god, yeah.
That's good shit.
So you want to make and they'll make almost a roux. Oh my god.
Yeah, you can make a real good sauce.
Delicious.
I've been making sauces with mushrooms and things. But I do think I need to branch out from different mushrooms, because I've been mostly eating button mushrooms.
Well, so chanterelles, the only way you can get them is to get them locally.
Right.
But these are they're like a cone-shaped, bright orange mushroom that grows in the woods around here. Like I said, they started to bloom last weekend, and then we had 3 or 4 straight really dry days.
Yeah.
And I was waiting.
It rained today. Did it rain by you?
It did rain today, yes. And I'm hoping that they
come back,
do a thing,
and they can, because that's the beauty of mushrooms, right? That's how they work.
Yeah,
they're spores.
But last week, I saw them last weekend. We had one rainy day, and they started to bloom, and I was like, oh shit! Well, I'm gonna give them a day or two to get bigger, and then I'll go pick them all. And then 2 or 3 days went by, and it just got dry and hot, and nothing happened.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh well, I guess they're gone. But yeah, if they come back, I'll get you a pile of them. They're delicious. They're awesome. I actually, I don't know if I told you, but a month or two ago, I took a mushroom foraging class. I already knew about the chanterelles. That was the one. Here's the thing: chanterelles are great because they're already they're a type of mushroom that's very identifiable.
Right?
They don't. There's no bullshit. This will kill you. False chanterelle. I mean, I think there is a false chanterelle, but it doesn't look anything like the real chanterelle. I don't know why they call it that, but anyway, but a lot of mushrooms, there's one that's this one's delicious, and there's another one that's this one will kill you, and they look exactly the fuck alike, and you're
exactly.
Unless you take a foraging class, you don't know what the fuck you're doing.
Exactly.
But anyway, I took a foraging class. I learned about 2 more kinds of mushrooms that probably exist on my property, and other than that, I don't give a fuck all. Whatever. I'm not gonna go drive to some other I'm not going to drive down to Pisgah
Right.
Forest and like
go mushrooming.
No, I'm not doing that. Like if it doesn't grow on my property, I don't give a shit.
We have some on our property, but I have up in Marshall, but I have no idea what they are.
Yeah.
So I have
ones I want to know. I wanted to know specifically how to identify like chicken of the wood, oyster mushrooms, you know, hen of the wood. I guess those are the big ones that everybody goes ape shit about, right?
Right. So, all right. I think first of all, to sum up our Lawnmower
that had
Beers,
nothing to do with nothing.
It did not. But this Lake James cocktail of the rind and the lime is delicious.
Yeah. So if you can find 2 of these, you get both.
Put them together.
You mix the lime and the rind,
and coconut,
and you drink them both up.
Yeah, but it is super good. And the best part is like have a buddy and like different flavor combinations, and then you can just mix it up, and then if somebody has a little more rind and someone has a little more lime, it's all good.
It's a very good thing.
It's delicious. This is really good. This is the perfect beer to end the show on.
Yeah, absolutely. Good way to close it out.
Yeah, I did think this was going to be our standout, so I'm very, very glad. All right, so highly recommend that. Okay, so now we normally do some other shit. Mailbag, we don't have one, but we would love for you to send us your questions, comments, hate mail, whatever you got.
Concerns, whatever. Yeah.
Whatever, just send us a thing. Send us money too. We like that. We made 20 cents last week.
2 weeks ago, we did better than break even.
That's true. All right, so, and then we have things that are extra. And Bill, you had a things that are extra this week.
So there's a thing going around on the internet right now that says between July 3rd and July 5th, you should boycott buying gas. And I just want to say a thing or two about 3-day boycotts. That's some fucking horseshit, guys. Like on July 6th, the gas company's gonna be like, "Mwah," taking in the money because, like, first off, I don't believe people can even pull this off because if you're traveling or anything, you're gonna have to buy gas.
Well, especially for July 4th, right?
Right. Like you're gonna buy gas anyway. So, but let's say you really did like you filled up like 17 jars of gas, and you had all the gas you needed for a couple days.
Don't do this at home. Do not fill up
unspecified
containers. Oh God, don't do that.
But let's say you did. Okay, like this is a hypothetical. I'm not saying you should do it. I'm just saying that hypothetically somebody does this and they don't buy gas until July 6th. Who gives a shit? Like, you aren't going to put the gas company out of business. Like, Exxon's not going to be like, oh my God, can you believe it? We didn't make money for 3 whole days.
Well, and gas futures have nothing to do with that. Like, nothing.
The only thing, I'm going to just say any kind of boycott. Okay, any kind of thing you could boycott. If you boycott it for 3 days, the only thing you're going to affect with a 3-day boycott is a music festival or a convention. Like, other than that, you aren't going to put anything out of fucking business with a 3-day boycott. That's some fucking basically that's just some laziness on your part. Like, I don't want to really boycott a thing, but how about 3 days I don't go to Chick-fil-A and then they'll know I'm serious about this shit because I'm mad about this abortion laws.
So no Chick-fil-A for me for 3 days.
No, but then on Thursday I will go buy myself a sandwich and I'll treat myself because you got to live.
No, so it's funny you point that out specifically. So, we like to make tiki cocktails, as you know, and some of you use the pellet ice or crushed ice, pellet ice for tiki cocktails, and you can get them at such establishments as Sonic or Chick-fil-A.
Right.
The problem is our Sonic is hit or miss if you can get it.
Oh
so
gosh,
sometimes you go in and they're like, we have no ice, and you're like, but I wanted to buy the ice. So the alternative is Chick-fil-A, and there's one right up the road, right? And we're like, oh, well, it's like $1. If we went and bought some ice, it's like $1. And then we're like, you know what? No, I cannot buy Bigot ice. So we bought a freaking ice maker instead. We bought a pellet ice maker because we could not bring ourselves to go spend $1 at Chick-fil-A.
Oh, that's fair.
So I'd rather buy a pellet ice maker. But
same. I mean, I'll tell you this: all the people. Well, this is if you live in the Asheville area and you can't stand to give up your Chick-fil-A biscuit in the morning. I will say the chicken biscuit at Ingles Markets actually is pickle brined and tastes pretty much like the the Chick-fil-A
Chick-fil-A, yeah.
biscuit.
Yeah.
Although I don't actually love the Chick-fil-A biscuit.
I don't actually
I prefer Bojangles.
Well,
and if Bojangles probably is conservative, but they never let me know. And I appreciate that about them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like
absolutely.
Way to not ruin some chicken for me.
Yeah. No, and I mean, here's the thing, right? Like I say I boycott Chick-fil-A. It's not a hardship. I don't like it.
No, I don't either.
Like,
it always gave me gas.
I don't.
Like
it's the peanut oil.
Yeah, it made me so bloaty. I would eat a Chick-fil-A sandwich and then later on I'd be like, oh my God, I feel like I'm about to explode. And I did that for years and then I quit eating them. You know,
yeah, exactly.
When I say years, I mean like this was like over a decade ago. I haven't eaten there in forever.
Oh, I have not eaten it.
I used to have a coworker. So the only place he liked to eat was Chick-fil-A. We'd go there all the time together. And also, this was when my son was a young child, and he liked Chick-fil-A also. So between the two of them, I got like my fucking fill of Chick-fil-A.
Like, I'm good.
I was just like, oh my God, I don't care if I ever eat Chick-fil-A again. So I quit, and I've never looked back. You know,
yeah.
Bojangles and Popeyes both make a decent sandwich, and there's no hate.
I mean, I like a good Zaxby's, man.
Yeah, Zaxby's is also.
Although when I was working in staffing, I had an employee. He was a little old man named Herschel, and we bonded because he lived in Kalamazoo for a while when he was a young man. He was not a young man when I employed him, and he was a sweet guy. I think he's dead now. R.I.P. Herschel. But Herschel was an awesome dude. Like he was really cool, and I placed him on, he just wanted to do like little shit things like stuffing envelopes or answering phones, just something to keep busy. Yeah. Right. But every once in a while, because he would go to Chick-fil-A with like his little men's breakfast group, you know, like the people that go to McDonald's. Right. So he'd go to Chick-fil-A with all the other little old men. And he would bring us a whole basket of chicken minis, chicken minis, whatever. Yeah. And I will tell you, I ate the shit out of those. But you know what? They were free. Somebody else bought them. I did not spend a dime.
If I go to a party and somebody's got a Chick-fil-A tray, I'll probably still eat it because I didn't spend the money. But it still gives me gas. I won't say
that's fair. I still don't feel great.
I'm not going to feel great later, but I'll eat the fucking whatever.
I have McDonald's regret whenever I we give in and like eat McDonald's, and I'm like, I do the
same thing on the road somewhere, and it's anything there. You're like, whatever, give me the 2 cheeseburger meal. And then you eat it and you're like, oh my God, I got the stomach ache.
Yeah, why did I do that? I regret it every time. Yeah. Every time.
Taco Bell also.
Yeah.
Quit eating fast food.
Yeah,
guys,
that's fair.
Honest to God, fast food costs anymore as much as a fucking sit-down meal. Mm-hmm. Just go to the fucking mom and pop place, buy yourself a nice sit-down meal. You'll feel better. You won't have the regrets later.
That's true. You know? That's true. All right. So to the gas boycott, any boycott really, but look here.
If you're not going to boycott something for at least 6 months, you aren't really boycotting.
That's fair. And you know what? I'm fine with if we want to make this have a staycation fourth. Like this is all about marketing. Don't boycott gas for 3 days. Let's all just stay home for the holiday. July, let's just stay home for the holiday.
What are we independent of?
Nothing. Apparently,
exactly. There's no freedoms. Fuck it. It's all bullshit. All we're gonna do is spend $10,000 on fucking fireworks somewhere. That's the thing that also happens. Don't even get me started on that. Every time I go to a fucking fireworks display, I'm good until about 5 minutes in, and then I'm like, what the fuck, man? Like, this is a lot of money they spend on this bullshit.
We could have given that money to
the homeless shelter
services.
or something. Yeah, exactly. Like
that's fair. That's fair. All right, we should probably end the show because we have a pizza on the way.
There is that, and then it's also way late.
Yeah. So this has been a good show. This has been a delicious beer. I do always like our beer centric episodes.
Yeah.
So why don't you take us away?
All right. Bill Has Opinions is engineered and produced by Laura Lavoie. The opinions of Bill are his and his alone, although this time we were pretty much in agreement on a lot of things.
Except for that.
She likes this one IPA.
I do like this one.
Okay.
I like
IPAs. Other than that, but we mostly agree, but sometimes we don't. Whatever. His and hers opinions, And then they don't have anything to do with the person we're sponsoring,
except in this case it was the company I work for.
So they do agree with us, is what you're saying?
Well, I agree with us.
Okay.
DPEG Marketing does not agree with us, but I
do. Fair enough. Anyway, be sure to like and subscribe if you're on Facebook. Be sure to follow us. Wait, I got backwards. Like and subscribe if you're on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook. Be sure to leave comments either place.
Yep.
Feel free to send us some email or ask us a question or tell us a topic you'd like us to cover. Whatever. We'll get to it maybe, or we won't care. I don't know.
Either way.
Yeah, we probably will care.
I would care if somebody sent us a topic.
We care.
I'd slap that in pretty quickly.
And if you want us to sponsor your company, reach out to us and we'll talk about you.
Yep.
Otherwise, reach out. We're off for a couple weeks.
We are. This Monday, of course, is the 4th of July.
Yeah.
So even though we could just say fuck 4th of July and do a show, no one's watching because they're all at the fireworks. They'll be
watching. Yeah.
Our viewer will be out watching fireworks.
Yeah, so we won't do that.
And then we're off the following week because my sister's coming into town to visit, and I will not be available that day.
Okay.
But then after that, we will be back with more new episodes.
Yeah. Anyway, so we'll see you then 3 weeks from now.
Yes.
We'll see you again. We'll have a new topic. We don't know what it is, but we'll talk about a thing. You'll see a preview for it if you're on Facebook. Anyway. Yeah, and we'll see you again. Have a good time. Drink a beer. Happy summer.
Happy summer. Cheers, everybody.
All right.
Bye.